10th CBSE Chemistry, Chapter Carbon and its Compounds. In this video, we are going to recall the rules of IUPAC naming system and also give name to certain organic compounds based on these rules. IUPAC, it is the International Union of Pure Applied Chemistry. The naming system is a systematic method of naming chemical compounds as recommended by the International Union of Pure Applied Chemistry. So this system is the more accurate and more scientific method of naming organic compounds. And when an organic compound is named based on the rules of the IUPAC, compound gets a unique name which is same throughout the globe. Now let's have a quick recap of the rules. The first rule tells that count the number of carbon atoms in the given compound and then assign the root word based on the number of carbon units. Then add a primary suffix to the root word, and if there is a functional group, then it should be indicated in the name of the compound. Then also observe if the compound is branched or not. If it is branched, then the longest carbon chain should be named first. It should be taken care that the carbon atoms in the chain are numbered such that the side chains or the functional groups get the lowest possible number. Now, these are the rules which are laid down by IUPAC. So, the first rule tells count the number of carbon atoms. So, here is the compound. So, let's count the number of carbon atoms. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have counted the number of carbon atom. Assign the root word based on the number of carbon units. So there are 5. So it is pent. So let's write it as pent. So we have first written the root word. The next step is add a primary suffix to the root word to show the saturation or unsaturation. Recall that a compound is called saturated if it has single bond, and a compound is called unsaturated if it contains a double bond or a triple bond. Now observe here, the compound has a triple bond. It means that it is unsaturated carbon compound. Let's find out the suffix. Here you can see for a triple bond the suffix is yne, Y-N-E. Let us write the primary suffix. So it is YNE. So the compound is pentyne. We should assign the number for the carbon atom such that the functional group, here the functional group is a triple bond. So the functional group gets the least possible number. If I go on assigning the carbon number from here 1, 2, 3, then this functional group will get the least possible number. So I can write it as 1-pentyne. So the carbon compound is 1-pentyne. It is very easy to either write the name from the compound structure or to write the structure of the compound when the name of the compound is given, and this is universal. If you go to any part of the globe, the structure and the compound remain same along with the name. Let's move on to the next important rule. If a functional group is present, it should be indicated in the name of the compound either as a prefix or as a suffix. Recall the functional groups which we studied in our previous video. They were halogen, alcohol, aldehyde, ketone and carboxylic acid. And along with this, we also understood that a double bond or a triple bond is considered as a functional group. Now, see here. So it's always a prefix for a halogen, like for example chloro, bromo, iodo. So whenever a halogen is found as a functional group in a compound, it is added as a prefix. So let's write the structure for chloropropane now. Because the root word is prop, it is 1, 2, 3 carbon atom, and because it is ane, it is always a single bond. CH, H here, H here and H here, H here, H here, and chlorine here and H here. Chloro, so a chlorine atom is present, so I am writing it here. So see that the chlorine, which is a halogen, is present as a functional group in this propane molecule. When I write the name, I write it as chloropropane. I attach a prefix as chloro. Now when I number it, I'll number it like this: 1, 2 and 3, so that the functional group gets the least possible number. So it is 1 chloropropane. So I can also write it as 1 chloropropane. Observe here, next is the alcohol group. So it is a suffix. You're going to add OL. So it is a OL, propanol. So it is the same compound. I write the condensed molecular structure: CH3, CH2, CH2OH. This is the condensed molecular structure. So here you can see this is the functional group, which is the OH group, and it is added as a suffix. So the name becomes propanol. And if I go on numbering it, it will be 1, 2, 3. So it will be 1 propanol. So next is aldehyde group. Aldehyde group also is added as a suffix. Condensed structural formula: CH3, CH2, CH double bond O. The aldehyde group is added as a suffix to the name of the compound. So it becomes propanol. Now the next is a ketone group. So propanone, it's CH3, C double bond O and CH3 again. Because it's a ketone group, it's a suffix which is added as ONE, one. So it's a propanone. Next is the carboxylic acid. You're going to add a suffix here as oic acid. When a propane is added with the carboxylic acid functional group, it becomes propanoic acid. CH3, CH2, C double bond O and OH. So this is the condensed structural formula for propanoic acid. So now you can see here the list of functional groups and whether it is added as a suffix or a prefix. Only in the case of halogens, it's added as a prefix. So always remember that if there is a functional group present in a carbon compound, it should be indicated in the name, either as a prefix or as a suffix. The next rule tells that if a compound is branched, then the longest carbon chain should be named first. And the carbon groups present as side chains or branches should be considered as substituents and should be named separately. 1, 2, 3, 4 and one more here. 5 carbon atoms. So now let me satisfy the valencies by adding the hydrogen atoms. Observe carefully as I write the structure. So now we have to name the compound. So here it is 3 carbon again, H, H and H. So let's start counting, and remember that whenever we start counting and there is a functional group present, we have to assign the numbers to the carbon atom in such a way that the functional group gets the least possible number. So let me go on assigning the numbers from this end: 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, so that the side chain, that is the CH3 group, which is the functional group in this particular compound, gets the least possible number as 2. But observe the rule which tells that if a compound is branched, the longest carbon chain should be named first. So the longest carbon chain here has 4 carbon atoms, so I'll name this first. So according to the rules observed previously, if there are 4 carbon atoms, then the root word will be but. Now we have to add the primary suffix based on the presence of single, double or triple bond. Because the compound has all single bonds, it's a saturated compound. and because of which I'll assign the primary suffix as ANE, which makes the compound's name butane. The next what we have to consider is the side chain or the functional group. So the side chain has one carbon atom and three hydrogen atoms, which can be written as CH3. CH3 is a methyl group. I write the name of the compound as methyl butane. I am adding the name of the side chain as a prefix. And because the side chain is present in the second carbon atom of the main chain, it is written as 2-methyl butane. The name of the compound becomes 2-methyl butane. Now observe the name carefully. The name itself describes the structure of the compound. You can easily write the structure once you know the name of the compound, or you can easily write the name once you know the structure of the compound. So let's have a quick recap of the different naming systems in organic chemistry and the rules laid down by IUPAC. There are two naming systems in organic chemistry, the trivial system and the IUPAC system. So these are some of the rules laid down by IUPAC. Count the number of carbon atoms, then assign a root word, then add a primary suffix to the root word, and also observe if there is a functional group, and if the compound is branched, the longest carbon chain should be named first. And while assigning the number to the carbon chain, take care that the side chains and the functional groups get the lowest possible number. If you are writing a name of a compound based on all these rules, that name will be the IUPAC name of the organic compound, and it is unique to that particular compound across the globe. Hope this video has helped you in understanding the IUPAC system, the rules of IUPAC system, and I am very sure now you will be able to write the name of a organic compound.